this video, I'm giving you 3 techniques that you can use if you feel stuck when you are learning French. But before I give you those 3 techniques, I just want to make something clear. Being stuck or feeling stuck is actually healthy. It means that the strategy that you are currently using has given you all the results that it can give you. It simply means that you need to change something. When I learned English, I went through 3 distinct different phases. During each of those phases, I used a different strategy, and I talk about this in my book if you want to go into more details. So, changing strategy allowed me to attain a new level of English, to progress. And generally, when you switch strategy, the first few weeks, the first few days, you make a lot of progress because you finally find something that actually works for you, and it keeps motivating you over the long term. So if you feel like you are stuck right now, if you feel like you are not progressing or not progressing enough, here are 3 methods that you can use to unstuck yourself. One of the best things that you can do for your French is adopt an immersion mindset, an immersion technique or method, however you want to call it, immersion. What is immersion? Immersion is when you surround yourself in your target language, in our sense, French. So it's when all around you, all you hear is French. When you want to communicate, you need to do it in French. When you want to research something, you want to do it in French, etc., etc. That's what immersion is. You can definitely do immersion for yourself, even if you are not living in a French-speaking country. The extreme version of immersion would be to go and live in another country, to live in a French-speaking country for a while. That's what true immersion is. But you can definitely create an immersion for yourself by surrounding yourself with French. Movies, cooking, do your research in French, turn your phone into French, chat in French all day long, etc. That would be a sort of immersion as well. Now, immersion, though a very powerful and a very efficient method, is definitely not for everyone. It is not a method for beginners. It is too violent. It is too much for a beginner. If you try to do this and that you are still a beginner, you will most likely feel more overwhelmed than anything else, and so you risk actually giving up on French if you just go full on immersion from the get-go. Although, if you are an intermediate, you can definitely use this method. This method will be very much beneficial for you. So try it out if you feel stuck and that you are an intermediate learner. Next, we have what I call the aim and shoot method. Essentially, learning a language is just about learning rules and words and put them together to make correct sentences, to be able to communicate in your target language. Right? That's what language learning in its essence is, really. In reality, you have culture that is playing a role, you have mindset that is playing a role in all of this, but definitely, if you just want to speak the language, it's rules and words that you put together to be able to speak, right? So when you reach a point where you feel stuck, it means that something in this equation is not working. It means that you have somehow a problem, somewhere something is blocking. And you need to find what that something is. That's what aiming of the aiming and shoot method is. You aim at what it is that you are not capable to do. You aim at what your problem is. And then you shoot. You resolve this problem. If you have a problem with sentence structure, then you learn how to structure a sentence in French, and your problem is resolved. If, for example, you have issues with French pronunciation, you can check out my playlist that is called French Pronunciation, and on there are plenty of lessons that teach you how to pronounce specific French words. When everything else fails, when the aim and shoot method will not work for you because you cannot identify your problems, and when the immersion method doesn't work for you because maybe you are a beginner or maybe you have trouble actually surrounding yourself with French, then you need professional help. You need a teacher or a coach or whatever. You need someone to keep you on your toes. You need someone to do 3 things for you, actually. You need someone to pressure you into actually speaking, practicing, and learning French. You need someone to structure your learning by giving you exercises and telling you what to focus on. And you need someone to teach you recurrence. You need someone that will be there for you at regular intervals to keep you in check. Okay, so every week I meet with my French teacher. That means that at least every week I'm going to speak a little bit of French with my French teacher. And also, don't underestimate the power of actually putting money where your goals are. That's what I do when I have big goals, and that definitely always worked for me, because you have this extra incentive that, I do not want to pay for nothing. So if I pay for something, that means that I'm definitely going to use it. That means that I'm definitely going to reach my goals with it. To find a French teacher, you can look on Lingoda, which is a partner of Just French It, and it's a very efficient way and very practical way for you to find teachers and find lessons that you can follow in French. If you're interested, there is a link for you in the description below. That's it. Those are the 3 methods that you can use to unstuck or unblock yourself and progress again in French. If you find this video helpful, you will also find this playlist of plenty of videos that teach you how to learn French. Very useful. See you there.